Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at Aerodactyl deck profile for the standard format featuring Malamar and basically Zebstrika, Nihilego, and that Marshadow. And we are also gonna mention this Chimchar and Ditto, and right now we already mentioned all of those Pokemons right there. What is so interesting about new Aerodactyl? Well, definitely this Fossil Fangs attack that can go for 90, and if you don't have any Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX on your bench, this attack does 90 more damage. So theoretically, with 3 energies, we can hit for 180. Well, being able to go for 180 means that you can simply one-hit knock out Tapu Lele, for instance. With the Shrine of Punishment, you can even punish your opponent, Buzzwole, Necrozma, and many other Pokemons in play. But for example, if you have Choice Band attached to Aerodactyl, you're already hitting for 210 with your Fossil Fangs. One of your opponents, Zorak GX, is for the one-hit knockout, for example. So it is a little bit, tiny deck list with, I should say, a lot of Pokemons. Sometimes you probably might miss 3rd Choice Band, sometimes you might miss 4th Guzma, but otherwise this deck list is very solid. I kind of like it. It also has backup supporter, attacking Chimchar with Bell of Silence, and also this Nihilego with Nightclap that can simply use any of our opponent attacks when he have 2 prize cards remaining. So it is a very powerful attack, no doubt about it, because you can just even use your opponent GX attack. So that is a very serious card and very serious deck in my opinion. So starting with Pokemons, we play one Ditto, which can simply evolve into Malamar if we don't have Zebstrika for that sprint. Then we have 4 copies of Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl unfortunately evolves from Identified Fossil, so in order to evolve Aerodactyl you need to have Identified Fossil. In order to find Identified Fossil you need to have Fossil Excavator map, for example. Then we have 1 copy of Chimchar with the Bell of Silence, and 4 copies of Inkase and 4 copies of Malamar, so you can have best possible turn 2 setup for that Aerodactyl. 2 Marshadows, because we cannot play Tapu Lele, and Marshadow can be a very useful option there, as well as Nihilego ×1. So I'm not running a single copy of Mystery Treasure, just because I decided to add Shrines and Fossil Excavator maps, but you could just also think about maybe playing even 2 copies of, let's say, Mystery Treasure instead of the Fossil Excavator map, but then you might not be able to recycle those Aerodactyls back in play if your unidentified fossils are actually in your discard pile. 3 copies of Acrobike for extra, I would say, draw support, which will allow us to go quickly through our deck and quickly discard energies and set things up on turn 1. Again, Acrobikes can also be substituted for another search card like Mystery Treasure. Then you can just have, for example, easier Marshadow play if you need it. Then we can find 2 Fossil Excavator maps, 2 Rescue Stretchers, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 Unidentified Fossils. This is pretty much counting as a basic Pokemon. 2 copies of Shrines, featuring 2 Choice Bands and 3 Escape Boards, so you can also have 1 less retreat cost. A very solid option with Escape Board, basically because all of those Pokemons have 1 retreat cost, except for that Malamar, who is rated on 2 retreat costs. But for example, you can easily attach the skateboard to Zebstrika or Chimchar, for example. And then we have 10 regular basic energy cards, which will conclude this deck to 60 cards in total, and you're definitely gonna like it, especially if you try it. So let's do a quick game battle so you can see this deck in action. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you already didn't, hit the like button, and also let me know in the comments below what you think about this deck. So see you in the game. Alright, so today we are playing with Aerodactyl featuring Malamar and we're gonna see how successful this deck will actually be. So I'm starting with my Inkay. There's not too many other cards available at this moment, so I just have one Inkay. There's like Guzma, Fossil Excavator Kit, and basically nothing else available for me. However, I can search my deck for identify the fossil card, put it onto my hand, then I can put it down to the bench, attach energy to it, and hope for the best with that acrobike or maybe top deck. Some sort of top deck would also be amazing. But then again, there's another Nazgul for my opponent. Alright, looks a little bit better, right? So Fossil Excavator Kit for my Unidentified Fossil. Gonna put him on the bench. Gonna also play my Shrine, Choice Band, Acrobike, and all suddenly this hand looks much better. What I can also try to do here, I can potentially try to... Nope, let's just go with energy attachment straight away to Fossil. One huge Lily, and there's also a Ditto, another Fossil card. And for now, I'm just gonna pass my turn for now. Literally because next turn I can play my Zebstrika. Actually, I could go maybe for extra Malamar in this case. Actually, for extra Inkay with my Ultra Ball, but just didn't want to pay so much of the resources there. Okay, so right now I can actually throw one Guzma out of the place, get myself some sort of Malamar action. So this is just gonna be first Malamar play for my Inkay on the bench. Then obviously I'm gonna evolve my Zebstrika, and after that I'm ready for that Cynthia play. So I can draw 6 cards, plus I can discard hand and draw 4 more cards, and with some other things I can get maybe even more resources. So let's go with one Psychic Recharge, shall we? Alright, Acrobike, just another Malamar. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna use that right now, and then I'm just gonna go with my Sprint. I still don't have Aerodactyl, neither my Skateboard, so I need both cards. I managed to get myself a Skateboard, but nothing else than that. So yeah, as it is right now, at least I can slow my opponent by a little bit with my Chincho, because I still didn't use my second Psychic Recharge ability, which I can do and which I will do right now. And I can retreat with my Skateboard down to my Chincho and hit my opponent with the Bell of Silence for 20 because of the weakness. So due to the weakness, he's taking extra damage, and still my Unidentified Fossil is not safe on the bench, especially with some type of Guzma play. So I need to be very cautious about that. And speaking about Guzma, there we go. So he just hit me with the Guzma, and the question is, can he pull himself energy? And looks like he cannot. So we're gonna do one Psychic Recharge energy for this Fossil, and we're gonna do another Psychic Recharge where energy will go down to this Fossil. The quite obvious thing here is just to get this Boswell again out with my Chincho, because I do have Tool, I have Zebstrika, so theoretically I can get what I need. I do have Aerodactyl, which is a good thing, but we're just gonna go with one Bell of Silence for now, maybe, and next turn trying to knock this Weavile out. Something tells me that this might not be a bad idea at all. Or maybe I can grab another Aerodactyl as well. So did I use both? Malamars so far? Yes, I did. The question just remains, should I go for the knockout there, or maybe with the Bell of Silence? Gonna go with one round of Bell of Silence just because I'm gonna knock this Zorua out with double Course Energy next turn. I know that my opponent can then just respond with the Weavile knockout, but being able to... immediately he pulled that out. Alright, very successful play for my opponent so far, no doubt about it. We're gonna play Kuzma straight away to this Zorua, and it is time to take some knockouts there. It will be just first prize card in the game. But it doesn't actually matter too much because I'm hitting for 180. With the choice band I could even go for 210, which would be more than enough for the one-hit knockout versus my opponent Zoroark. And right now I managed to take first prize card in the game. The only problem for me right now is the fact that I burned like 3 Guzmas so far, and I'm until the end of the game without a single Guzma play, which kinda worries me a little bit. I still don't see sign of the energy for this Evil of Domination. Rule of Evil would also do a good job here for my opponent, just in case if he played one. There's a Devour Field, so how many shrines? Yeah, I'm also very tiny on those shrines as well. But yeah, I mean, for now I'm just gonna go with Fossil Fangs once again. At least I have 2 prize advantage over my opponent, which is something, right? But that other choice band will be so important, mainly because I'm gonna need it for the knockout, for the single knockout, one-hit knockout against this Zoroark, right? So yeah, I just traded way too many cards, way too many resources, like 3 Guzmas. I don't have option right now to switch those Guzmas back to my deck. And that's a little bit difficult right now because I cannot target, for example, Tapu Lele and hit him for 2 prize cards. Plus I can't even one-hit knock with Zoroark at this moment. And what I'm looking forward to do here is also maybe to surprise my opponent with his... yeah, Sledgehammer wouldn't work anyways. Maybe with Evil of Domination sooner or later with my Nihilajo. We're gonna see. So let's just promote this Chimcho to front, and it's time to get another fossil on the bench, which will also allow me to see what else I have left. I do have choice band, so theoretically I can pull knockout this turn, and I hope I will be able to pull knockout this turn. So this needs to be a Psychic Recharge for my Aerodactyl. Energy Attachment, Zebstrika play, so I'm using my Sprint, and I'm hoping for that choice band play. Not even close. Not even close, which basically means only one thing. I can definitely use another Psychic Recharge in this case. Go with my retreat to my Aerodactyl, and I could basically just confuse my opponent, which wouldn't be a bad idea at all. In case if he plays a Zorola, he can simply scoop, but otherwise he might not be able to scoop. He played already 2 copies of Kuzma. He can easily pay retreat cost anyway, so we're just gonna go with the damage straight away. Alright. Well, damn it, was short for that important piece of puzzle there. For next turn I can play Rescue Stretcher, for example, but I'm not even sure what should I take. Definitely Nihilajo, Recycle, Marshadow, maybe even this Aerodactyl, yeah, as expected, he decided to play that at Sarola, so I just lost one turn here. Still, I need my choice band, otherwise this is gonna be very, very tough to win at the end, because without choice band, I'm not sure how much I can actually stay in the game. If your opponent has his 4 prize cards, I mean, I can still swing around, for example, with my Nihilegio, but I can't go for the weakness, so it doesn't actually matter too much anyways. Alright, good thing is the fact that I have energy available in my hand for my Chimcho, and top deck is a choice band. Alright, so that's a very, very good, solid top deck here. We're gonna go with the Psych Recharge. Energy for my Aerodactyl. We're gonna go with energy from Hint, and I think I'm not gonna have enough resources, speaking about energies. Rescue Stretcher, shuffle 3 Pokemon's back, so one Aerodactyl needs to be shuffled back. I guess I can go with my Nihilegio, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do something significant here with him. Yeah, I completely forget about that. Alright, and what about Shadow will let loose. So we're sprinting once again. We are sprinting once again. Alright, so there is still a lot of energies for me available. I definitely need to use this as well. And then I'm thinking just about using my Cynthia. Okay, Fossil is here. That's a good thing, but I don't have option to accelerate anymore. But I can Fossil Fangs and hit heavily for 210 my opponent Zoroark. There we go. So maybe actually I can still win this game. I mean, I'm short for the choice band, that's for sure. I mean, without extra choice band, I'm not gonna be able to pull another 2 prize card knockouts versus his Zoroark, that's for sure. But maybe I catch him in the mistake where he just decide to put a tons of those Zoroarks in play. So far he had 3 Pokemons with abilities, and if he can put one more Zoroark, then he can have 4 of them. And that's already 200 damage with my Nihilegio, but the problem is that it's also resistance minus 20, so he needs one more Pokemon with ability in play, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to one-hit knock out this Zoroark once he goes down to like 2 prize cards. Alright, so what else we can do here? I guess not too much. There's another trade for Ultra Ball, and there we go with the rule of with Evil Domination Weavile. However, he also managed to get himself an energy and a choice band and a Lily for 4 more cards, so maybe Marshadow turn before wouldn't be a bad idea. Well, speaking about maybe, I'm just gonna say once again maybe. And we're putting this Bell of Silence Chimcho to the active position due to the energy for retreat. I do have knockout for this turn, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen next turn because I probably won't even have enough resources available, speaking about those energy cards anyways. And I have 2 options available. The first one is to bench another Inkay, and the second one is to play my Marshadow. It is a very difficult, to be honest. What if I put my Inkay on the bench, and if I play Lily I can draw 2 cards, so maybe I can just see what else I have left. A Skateboard and 1 more energy card. That is a very important thing to know here. We can definitely retreat without paying that energy, but I'm gonna actually pay energy this turn. And the best thing I can do literally here would be just a Fossil Fang for another knockout, and I'm down to only 1 prize card. And this is the moment where I knocked out my opponent Weavile. I don't have another Aerodactyl in play, and this is the moment where I'm actually losing the game, because I cannot pull the last prize card because 3 Guzmas were actually discarded at the beginning of the game into my discard pile, and my opponent will actually banish me there for that. So yeah, trade, he can do it definitely. Still he have like 4 Pokemon with abilities in play. But if I didn't knock his Weavile out, he would just keep knocking me out with the Weavile anyways, and things wouldn't be different. However, I can buy myself a couple more turns, for example, with Marshall over Cynthia, but it still doesn't matter too much. The only thing I can maybe try possibly to do would be a double Nightclap play, but otherwise... But I already played both Rescue Stretcher as well, so I just throw so many resources and I burn my deck so quickly that right now it's just near impossible to recover and come back in this game. Literally, there's just nothing available. If we had another Guzma, we would definitely win this game, probably even more earlier, but what would happen if would happen still is a mystery. And right now he have 2 prize cards, meaning that I can simply use my Psychic Recharge, add 1 of my energies to my Nihilego, I can use my Nightclap, and basically with that Nightclap I can copy any of my opponent attacks in play, but you cannot... You can attack only if your opponent has, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon attack and use it as this attack, so you can even use Trickstar GX, but it doesn't matter anyways. So we could go with the swing around, but yeah, unfortunately not too much. We can do here, we can go with a Sledgehammer, but unfortunately still not useful, so the best thing I can do is just reduce bidding for like 120, minus 20 for the resistance, and yeah, that's it. So he can just pass the turn literally to me, and I'm gonna lose just because I don't have any card remaining. But overall, impressive battle between Zorak and Aerodactyl, there's no doubt about it. It is a very powerful deck, there's no question about it. So lose because couldn't get that last prize card, and those Guzmas in the early stage of the game just completely destroys me, but otherwise it was a very good game.